Hey folks, Rav here, and today we're going to take a closer look at the iPhone SE. The iPhone SE is an updated version of the 4-inch iPhone 5S, which was released nearly 3 years ago. The iPhone 5 generation design itself is actually 4 years old, which isn't that long ago in a human's lifespan. However, in the lifespan of tech, that is ages ago. You can grab a 16GB iPhone SE in the United States for $399 and $579 in Canada. Or you can get a 64GB version for $499 and $709 in the US and Canada, respectively. You can grab it in silver, gold, space gray, and rose gold. My first impression unboxing the iPhone SE was, damn, this thing is so small. And it's strange to think that once upon a time, Apple made an even smaller version at 3.5 inches. I can easily wrap my hand around the whole thing. But despite its size, I've forgotten how much I've loved the look of the iPhone 5 generation. The clean lines, the firm feel the box design provides, the circular volume buttons, the lack of antenna lines, the chamfered edges, which are now matte finish, and the rear camera that's flush with the body of the phone. This is a very beautiful device, and I hope that Apple brings the iPhone 5's design philosophy over to the iPhone 7. The iPhone SE is essentially an iPhone 6S crammed into a 5S's body, so good things do come in small packages. They share the same super fast A9 processor and M9 motion chip. It has the same 12 megapixel camera, which takes clean photos. The camera shoots 4K video at 30 FPS, but you probably don't want to be shooting 4K on a 16GB hard drive. I tested it for myself, and I was able to get about 28 minutes of footage, which is surprising, but that works out to be 11 gigs of storage. And keep in mind, I didn't have any apps installed on my phone, so opt for the 64 gig model if 4K is what you're after. The iPhone SE supports Apple Pay, which is slowly being adopted by major retailers, live photos so you can see what happens before and after you take a pic, and always on Siri. Check this out. Hey Siri, who's the man?
In my realm, anyone can be anything.
She knows who she's talking about. It's a good device. Though the internals are identical to the 6S, there are some exceptions. It still has the same 1.2 megapixel selfie cam from the iPhone 5. It doesn't have 3D touch, so press as hard as you can and nothing will happen. And it doesn't have that lightning quick second generation Touch ID sensor. But given all of those circumstances, you can certainly live with this phone. I mean, 3D touch really hasn't been utilized by third-party developers. It's weird, but I used to use the iPhone 5 as my main phone for 2 years. Personally, for me, it's really hard to go back to a 4-inch screen. I do so much on my smartphone now that losing 2 inches from my Nexus 6's 5.96-inch display is really hard to get used to again. I've been using the iPhone SE as my daily driver for 4 days now, and I still haven't been able to type coherently on the keyboard. And plus, I have really bad eyesight, so using a 4-inch screen is really difficult to use without constant squinting. But your experience may be different from mine. After all, it's not how big it is, it's just how you use it. Overall, this is a very, very, very good phone and is better than anything else in this size. If you still have a pre-iPhone 6, then absolutely you should consider upgrading. It's a good purchase. Considering today that an iPhone 6 sells for $549 in the US, $769 in Canada, this is a steal, especially knowing you're getting the bulk of iPhone 6's internals. For the rest of you, wait until the iPhone 7 comes out and see what that has to offer. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any questions for me, please leave a comment below. You can follow me on Twitter at @the6file and see what I'm up to. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to see more new stuff. And I will catch you later. Damn, this feels familiar. This feels real familiar. What smartphone is this? Apple iPhone SE 7. The S7 is one of 2 editions of Samsung's flagship phone, the other one being the S7 Edge. The S7 is almost identical to 2015's S6. However, Samsung has taken the Apple iPhone S generation approach and has refined many things you may not have liked